Hey guys, how you all doing? Paul the Tech Giant here and welcome to the channel. So unfortunately today is the very first day that the UK is in complete lockdown. That means everyone in the UK is basically barred from leaving their home apart from exceptional circumstances. And I thought I would just do a video for you guys who are outside of the UK and who are not in lockdown. As you can see how it is affecting our lives, and in turn it will be giving you a bit of a heads up on what you might be coming your way. And yeah, it is not good at all. Also in this video I was going to have a bit of a rant, to be honest, about how this whole situation seems to be bringing out the worst in people, and I've got a couple of shocking stories, to be honest, to tell you about, which not good, and it just sums up what people are like when things like this happen. Also, I just want to apologise to anyone who's expecting my follow-up video today about the TV. That will actually be coming tomorrow because there was a bit of a problem with the footage. So yeah, delayed for a day, so apologies for that. So yes, we was given the announcement by the Prime Minister yesterday that basically the UK is to go into lockdown, so everyone has to stay at home. Pretty much all businesses are to shut, which is going to be putting a lot of people in financial difficulty. And yeah, even things like, now it might sound a bit of a stupid thing, we've got like all the McDonald's now shut down, and your KFCs, all your sort of big fast food restaurants, which, you know, people will say, well, you know, you can live without that. The fact is that the supermarkets and that can't cope with the amount of people buying food, so there's hardly any food to be had. And people have been relying on, you know, those sort of sources of food to keep them going. Even though it might be junk food, it's still food at the end of the day. And yeah, the supermarkets are a real big problem at the moment. Now, you go into any supermarket at the moment here in the UK and, you know, these shelves are really, really bare. You know, early bird catches the worm. You've got to get down those supermarkets like a couple of hours early to get what might be delivered. And what these supermarkets are doing, which is good, they are limiting items to 2 or maybe 3, depending on which supermarket, per customer. And they're also like streamlining what they do actually sell. So where they might have had like 30 varieties of pasta, now there might only be 2 or 3, which is a good thing because they, you know, can then concentrate on just getting in, you know, the bulk of the goods that people really, really need. Only downside to this sort of thing is, which affects us as a family, is that we've got a large family. You know, we've got a big brood of kids. And when we go shopping to get the limited amount of food that there is there, we are only allowed 2 per customer. And obviously, with having a big brood, that doesn't go very far at all. Further to the problem of not being able to get that much food, we also have a son who has autism, so he's mentally handicapped. And one of the downsides of having autism is quite often they have problems eating certain foods, don't like certain textures. So we are finding it a real struggle to get foods that you would like to eat, because literally, if you can't get him the foods that he likes to eat, he will not eat. I know it sounds stupid, and if you aren't in the know with autism, it might sound a bit silly, but that's the way people with autism, you know, are like. And he would literally starve to death. So we are, you know, real struggling to get food for him. And just to compound the problem even further, I've got an elderly mother who is housebound, wheelchair bound, can't get out, and we've got to do her shopping for her as well. So we're having to shop for someone else and a big brood, and we're only allowed 2 items per person, which, as you can imagine, is a real struggle now. And, you know, we are concerned about how much food we are going to be able to get our hands on. So what are the restrictions here in the UK at the moment? Well, you have to stay indoors basically, unless it's to go out for your essential food. You can go and get your medicines and that. So your shops are allowed open, such as supermarkets, your like newsagents, so shops, small shops that sell, sweets and things, not just sweets, sorry, like food and stuff like that. Then your pharmacies, I think car garages, like repair centres are allowed to stay open, obviously for people who need to get around. Bike shops, strangely enough, because the government are sort of encouraging people to still get exercise, to say once a day, and they actually, the Prime Minister actually went out and said, go for a bike ride, as a family group, you're allowed to go out as a family group sort of thing and exercise. And you can go out to exercise on your own and that, but you've got to keep away from strangers, basically, keeping your distance and stuff. So we're gonna maybe go out at some point, get a sort of breath of fresh air with our kids, and maybe go for a bike ride, not where everyone else goes. I'm going to point out, because people have been doing some stupid things, like like we live in a seaside resort, and literally there has been thousands of people like heading to the seaside. Anyone think like someone rang the bell for bank holiday or something? It's absolutely nuts. You wouldn't think that people are being encouraged not to go out. Then everyone's doing the opposite, thinking, oh, I'm off work now. It's like bank holiday. Let's go to the seaside for the day. But you've got thousands of people queuing up at chip shops and things like that. Absolutely nuts. So these rules are all there for the good of us, and we're going to try and our very best to adhere to them. Like I say, just go out occasionally for just a bit of fresh air and a bit of exercise, but keeping well away from the general public. If we go out on our bikes, we're just going to go literally to sort of cycle to the middle of nowhere where no one else will bother going. Now, on to my little rant. And yeah, I've got to admit, this has really brought out the worst in people. I always think, in situations like this, it does separate the good from the bad, the greedy people from the needy and things like that. A couple of examples I've got for you now. Just a personal one now, not the worst thing in the world. Went to a supermarket the other day. Excuse me, got something in my teeth there. Got a few little essentials. Is that like a quick pay thing? But they're sort of staffed. You do it yourself, but there is like a member of staff sort of floating about sort of thing if you've got a problem. Guy was trying to go through with some goods, and machine wouldn't let him do it because there's a massive sign. A massive sign at the front of the store saying only 2 items of anything per customer. Absolutely anything. It's only 2. And he calls a woman over. What's going on here? Won't let him buy them. Woman says, sorry sir, it's only 2 items. You've got 12 bottles of wine there. I know it's wine, but still, everything's limited. That was it. Started kicking off, swearing at her, effing and blinding. I only want an effing drink and all that. A drink, he's got 12 bottles. I don't know how much drink he wants. He goes, I can't get any food and that, which a bit hard to believe. So no, we had food, and we're in the same supermarket, stood right next to the guy. And the only thing he seems to have bought is 12 bottles of wine. So you can see where his priorities lie. And he was swearing his head off at her and everything, going right on one. I was just literally just about to step in. He looked round. I gave him a look. I think he knew that I was going to say something. At that point, he then decided to sort of backtrack and quickly then apologised to the young lady at the checkout, and then proceeded to say, sod this, and walked off. And she said, don't you want it? And he said, no, swore it again, and carried on off out the store. And, that's the sort of people we're now dealing with. People are just flying off the handles at like nursing staff and, people in supermarkets, which is absolutely disgusting. They're essentially putting their lives, potentially on the line to serve us and keep us all going. I don't know what's people's attitude. We're all in this together. Another example, my partner heard about this one at another supermarket where there's a Thai lady who works there in one of the big supermarkets here. And a couple of customers went up to her, asked her about some food. She said they haven't got it. Flew off the handle. One then turned around and spat in her face and told her to F off back to her own country. Again, What has that woman done to anyone? She's there stacking shelves for these people because they couldn't get what they wanted. He spat in her face. Unbelievable. I would have given him a slap myself if I'd have been there. And the final one, the icing on the cake. Now, this will make your blood boil if the last one didn't. I've got a family member who is a paramedic. He was on duty the other day, and as you can imagine, resources are stretched to the absolute maximum. Gets a 999 call come through, report of a woman having a heart attack. So this woman's rang in 999, I think I'm having a heart attack. So they go out in the ambulance, blues and twos, race in there, turn up at the address, shoot into the woman's house to find the woman sat on a sofa, cool as can be sort of thing, They question her, what's going on? And the woman just turns around and calmly says that she put it on a bit about the heart attack and she's absolutely fine. But the reason why she done it is because she's run out of sanitary products and she'd like them to go and get some for her. I mean, what the actual F? Do you know what I mean? Like, is a world gone mad or something? We've got, these services stretched to unbelievable lengths to the point they can't cope. And then we've got people ringing up, lying, because they want panty bloody liners or something. I just can't believe what is going on, These people should be frigging banished, quite frankly. I hope those people get wiped out. They're the ones that need to be wiped out. They offer nothing to society, and to be honest, good riddance. We just don't need people like that in the world. Well, now I've got that off my chest and out of my system, I'd like to hear back from you guys. Where are you in the world? What is going on where you are? Are you in lockdown? If you're not, how much freedom have you got? Are all the shops open and things like that? I'd love to hear from you guys. And would you like me to carry on like this, doing a few more sort of face-to-face videos like this where, I give you like an update every day or other day of what's going on, how things are progressing, and that, maybe give you numbers about sort of the figures of what's going on in the country and that, and what's going on with the food situation and things like that. Let me know. I'd love to have a bit of feedback on that. We're all in this together, so why not talk about it together? Well, there you go then, guys. Sorry if it isn't the normal video that you were expecting, but like I said, I think it's a subject that we should talk about together. And if you have enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate a thumbs up. Don't be giving the virus a thumbs down. And yeah, I would really appreciate your support on the channel. And if you haven't already subscribed, then I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell icon if you do, to get notified of my latest uploads. So thanks very much for joining me today. And please all stay safe. And, make sure you wash those hands. Get gloves on, mask. Even the old Teddy over here is all suited and booted and ready to go shopping. So yeah, just all take care, and hopefully I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye for now.